She who walks alone doesn't carry loneliness. She carries something much deeper, the quiet echo of truth and justice. Welcome to time-tested advice, where ancient philosophy meets the modern world. I'm your host, Alfred. Let's get started. You're not here by mistake. If this video found you, it's because something inside you is shifting. You're feeling a pull, not to blend in, but to rise above. That pull you feel? That's the call of a Sigma woman, but not just any kind. We're talking about the rarest version, the one known as the divine karma messenger. She's not loud, and she doesn't need to be. She moves quietly, but her presence feels like thunder in the distance. She doesn't warn people, she simply arrives. And when she does, things change. Not because she forces them to, but because her truth reshapes reality. She doesn't seek revenge. She is the result of others' actions. She doesn't come with judgment. She carries justice. And the universe? It responds to her movement. Today, we're going to explore 8 powerful signs that might mean you are this kind of woman. Or maybe you've met someone like her and still haven't forgotten. What you're about to hear won't sound like personality traits. It will feel like something you already know deep in your body, a kind of inner memory. This space is for people like you, ready to grow, heal, and stand strong. And if this video touches something in you, you can support this channel by buying me a coffee. The link is in the description and pinned comment. Your help keeps these messages flowing. She's the mirror no one asks for, but everyone needs. She doesn't give speeches, she reflects. When people meet her, they don't just meet a person. They come face to face with parts of themselves they've been hiding. Most people live carefully crafted lives, covering their wounds with routines and pretending everything's fine. But when the Sigma Karma messenger walks in, she doesn't even need to say anything. Her very presence pulls the mask off. Not by force, but just by being real. She doesn't lie to make others comfortable. She doesn't play along with fake peace. Her energy is sharp, honest, and strong. When people are used to chaos, being near peace can feel threatening. She doesn't try to expose people, but being around her makes truth spill out. Some say she's cold. Others say she's arrogant. But the truth is, they're seeing their own discomfort reflected back. She shows people their fears, their dishonesty, their lack of effort. Not because she wants to, but because truth can't stay hidden around her. Children trust her. Animals feel safe with her. Narcissists run away because her energy destroys fake identities and brings the real to light. In relationships, she becomes the moment of truth. People either grow or they go. Those who stay are changed forever. Being loved by her means facing your worst parts and still feeling held. That's why she's not a punisher. She's a wake-up call. And yes, it's painful, but it's also beautiful. Her presence breaks down lies. She doesn't talk a lot, but the moment she enters a room, the false layers start to fall apart. Spiritually speaking, her energy is aligned with truth, and lies can't survive near that kind of honesty. People stutter, second-guess their words, avoid looking her in the eye. They feel seen, but not in the way they expected. They feel like she can see through them. And she's not doing anything dramatic. She's just there. In friendships, this makes things tense. The fake friend slips up. The one using her feels exposed. The one who gossips forgets their script. Why? Because lies need a fake environment to live. And she doesn't offer one. She isn't confrontational, but her presence is confronting. She doesn't need to call people out. She just exists, calmly and clearly, and suddenly others are face to face with their own shame. This makes people uncomfortable. They say she's arrogant. They say she's too intense. But what they're really saying is, she sees something I was trying to hide. Her energy makes people question their lives. Co-workers say she's too distant. Family members say she thinks she's better. A partner might say, "You make me feel like I'm not enough." And the truth is, they aren't. Not yet. She doesn't apologize for being real. She doesn't explain herself. She knows her role is bigger. Some people weren't meant to blend in. They were born to shake the world awake. Her exit breaks everything fake. When she walks away, people don't always notice it right away. At first, they think they're fine, but as days and weeks pass, things start to fall apart. The friend group grows distant, the team loses focus, the relationship starts feeling hollow. Things break down, and no one understands why. Here's the truth. When a Sigma Karma messenger leaves, she doesn't just walk out. She takes balance with her. She wasn't just someone in your life. She was the steady energy holding everything in place. And once that's gone, the lies collapse. This isn't a curse or revenge. It's just natural correction. She's often the quiet one, not the leader, but the one holding things steady with her calm, honest presence. But when the energy becomes fake, harmful, or simply wrong, she leaves. And then the truth shows itself. The manipulative partner loses control. The toxic boss loses the team. The fake friendships fall apart. She was the anchor, and when the anchor lifts, the boat drifts into chaos. Some people feel it fast. They reach out, saying, "Nothing feels right since you left." Others act like they're fine, even bragging about it. But later, they spiral. Because she wasn't meant to stay forever. She was sent to test what you built. If it was fake, it breaks. If it was real, it evolves and remembers her as the moment everything changed. She doesn't leave with drama. She leaves with peace. But her exit creates a silence that screams. People aren't haunted by her words. They're haunted by the truths they ignored when she offered quiet clarity. She doesn't stalk your social media. She doesn't wish harm. She simply grows, and that growth echoes back into the lives of those she left. Sometimes her exit is the final warning. Sometimes it's the first step in someone's downfall. So if you're the kind of person who walks away and then everything breaks, you're not heartless. You're the storm that doesn't need lightning to destroy illusions. She changes people without even trying. She doesn't tell people to change. She doesn't push them. She just lives in her truth. And that's enough to shake people to their core. Being around her is like getting too close to a fire you didn't know was there. She doesn't enter lives with loud declarations. She shows up quietly, often when people least expect it. And then suddenly, their whole life feels different. They question their choices. Old habits start to feel wrong. Her silence says more than most people's speeches. That's not by accident. Her energy wakes up the parts of you that were asleep. Your purpose, your pain, your passion. She doesn't fix you. She doesn't give you a plan. She is the plan. Her presence becomes a mirror for the life you could have. That's why people either rise up or run away. She reveals the cracks in your comfort, your fake smile, your "I'm fine," your need to play small. Around her, all those habits start to itch. She doesn't do magic. She just lives truth. And truth has power. She's often the reason someone quits the job, leaves the toxic partner, or finally starts living honestly. She's not your coach. She doesn't want a crowd. She values her own space. But you won't forget her, because she lights up your internal compass, even if it scares you. Her relationships are deep and intense. Some people thrive in them, others say she's too much. But the truth is, she's not too much. She's just real in a world that's used to fake. Real change can hurt. It can feel like distance, loss, or even a breakdown. But if you've ever met someone who made you see your life differently, who didn't force you to grow, but made you feel like you had to, then you've met someone like her. And if people say you make them reflect, or feel exposed, or want to be better, maybe you are one. This isn't about pride. It's about purpose. You are the spark the universe sends when it's time for things to shift. People may not thank you, but they'll never forget you. Her silence shakes the ground. She doesn't argue. She doesn't beg. When problems rise, she doesn't fight to be heard. She goes quiet. And in that silence, something powerful happens. Most people are afraid of fights, but they're even more afraid of being alone with their own thoughts. That's where her power lies. She doesn't explode. She disappears. And when she's silent, people don't feel calm. They feel pressure. Because her silence doesn't mean she doesn't care. It means you're alone with the truth now. Her silence speaks louder than yelling ever could. People start questioning what they did. They feel regret. They break down. Not because she said something, but because she said nothing. Most people think karma is loud. They expect anger, tears, drama. But her kind of karma comes quietly, and it cuts deeper. Her silence forces people to look at themselves without distraction. There's no reaction to hide behind, just their own behavior staring back. And when she does speak, it's sharp. One sentence can end the lies. One look can tear down months of manipulation. Her silence isn't weakness, it's control. The kind of control that resets everything. It makes liars confess. It makes the fake crumble. When she leaves in silence, she's not walking away. She's delivering the final message. People fear silence because that's where truth speaks loudest. And she knows that. That's why she doesn't need to correct you. She just leaves you with your own choices, echoing in the space she once filled. She's pulled toward chaos, but not to fix it. She doesn't run from messy situations. She walks straight into them, not to save anyone, but to see the truth underneath. Chaos doesn't scare her. She's not drawn to it because she's broken. She's drawn to it because chaos shows what's real. While most people try to control or fix things that fall apart, she watches. She doesn't throw herself into the fire to rescue people. She stays calm and lets things reveal themselves. She knows that drama often hides deeper issues, and that sometimes the only way to reveal the lie is to let the story collapse. People expect her to comfort them, to guide them, to fix everything. But she doesn't give comfort. She gives clarity. And clarity can hurt. She can sit in the middle of chaos without flinching. Not because she's cold, but because she already knows how it ends. She sees the patterns others don't. She senses the truth beneath the surface. She doesn't waste energy on people or problems that don't want to grow. She won't pour her time into situations that are meant to fall apart. Sometimes the storm is the medicine, and she lets it do its job. She's been in rooms filled with lies, and just by being there, the lies started to unravel. She's been in relationships built on denial, and when she stopped playing along, it all fell apart. She's worked in toxic places and left quietly, only for everything to break after she was gone. She doesn't cause the collapse. She reveals it. That makes her dangerous to people hiding the truth. They want her to react, to help, to get emotional. But she doesn't. She just watches. And in that stillness, the truth rises, and everything false starts to fall. Being seen by her is uncomfortable and unforgettable. Being near her can feel intense, not because she's mean, not because she's aggressive, but because you know she sees right through you. She doesn't ask too many questions. She doesn't need to. She can feel your energy. She hears the shake in your voice when you lie. She notices the silence when you hide something. And the scariest part? She won't say anything. That's what makes people nervous. It's not what she says, it's what she knows. Around her, masks fall. People start to confess things they never told anyone. Strangers open up. People who've hurt her avoid her because their own shame chokes them. She doesn't force truth. She simply lives in it. And her energy pulls the truth out of everyone else. She doesn't judge you. She gives you space to face yourself. And in that space, your own truth starts screaming louder than anything she could say. She doesn't use this gift to control people. She uses it to decide who's real. She can sense who's genuine and who's performing, and she keeps her distance accordingly. People say she's intimidating, but what they really mean is, she reminds me of the version of myself I abandoned. She makes people think about who they could be if they stopped lying to themselves. For those ready to grow, she feels magnetic. For those not ready, she feels overwhelming. She's not too much. She's just fully real in a world full of half-truths. And that's why people never forget her. Not because she tried to impress them, but because she saw them completely. She doesn't chase revenge, she becomes it. When someone betrays her, she doesn't plot. She doesn't vent. She doesn't try to get even. Her glow-up is the consequence. She doesn't burn things down. She builds something better, right next to what they lost. She knows something many never learn. Real revenge is becoming untouchable. She doesn't curse people. She doesn't wish them harm. She just removes herself, and suddenly the universe takes over. Why? Because she wasn't just a person. They lost their balance, their growth, their mirror. And without that, life gets noisy. Their new relationships become unstable. Their success hits walls. Their peace feels shaky. Not because she did anything, but because the protection she brought walked away with her. She was the blessing, and they took her for granted. So now, karma moves in. She doesn't live well to prove anything. She lives well because she's turned her pain into purpose. That's the beauty of karmic energy. While others are still stuck in bitterness, she's already on a higher level. She doesn't need to say a word. Her life speaks for her. Some people will try to come back. They'll say she's changed. They'll ask for another chance. But by then, her silence is the answer. She's not angry. She's just done. She knows how energy works. What you send out returns. What you let go creates space for better things. While they're stuck, she's rising. And that's the real cost. Not what she took from them, but what they can no longer reach. She doesn't chase love. She becomes the reason others redefine it. She doesn't run after attention. She doesn't beg to be chosen. When it comes to love, she's not the one proving her worth. She is the standard. The Sigma Karma messenger doesn't settle, and she doesn't play games. She knows that real love begins with self-respect, not performance. So while others bend and twist themselves just to feel wanted, she holds her ground. Her love is deep, but it's not desperate. It's sacred, selective, and whole. That's why she's hard to forget, because she doesn't love halfway. When she gives her heart, it's raw, healing, and powerful. But she'll walk away the moment love becomes transactional. People who lose her often try to replace her quickly, but nothing fits. Because she didn't just offer romance, she offered reflection, accountability, soul connection. Her presence raised the bar. She didn't chase love. She made people ask themselves if they were capable of real love. And if you've ever made someone rethink what love should feel like, what respect should look like, without even trying, you're not just loving. You're shifting hearts on a soul level. That's karmic love in motion. You weren't sent to fill a void. You were sent to remind them it's there. She doesn't crave power. She carries it quietly. Power isn't something she needs to show. It's something she is. The Sigma Karma messenger doesn't raise her voice to be heard. She doesn't need a spotlight to feel important. Her strength is calm, steady, and grounded. While others chase status, titles, or attention, she's busy building something unshakable within. She walks into a room and shifts the atmosphere without saying a word. That's real power. The kind that doesn't dominate, but stabilizes. She doesn't control people, she controls her energy. And because of that, people naturally follow her lead. Not out of fear, but out of respect. Her confidence comes from experience, her presence from deep knowing. She doesn't act superior, but she doesn't shrink either. And that balance, it's rare. That's why she's often misunderstood. Some see her quiet strength and call it arrogance, but those who truly know her feel the peace she brings. If you're the kind of person who commands respect without asking for it, who doesn't seek control but ends up leading anyway, you're not power-hungry. You are the power others try to imitate. We've walked through 10 signs of a rare and powerful woman, the Sigma Karma messenger. She's not here to fit in. She's not here to be liked. She's here to shift reality, sometimes softly, sometimes with a storm. Maybe you've met someone like this, someone who walked into your life and made everything clearer. Or maybe you are her, and now you understand why people react so strongly to you, project onto you, or crumble after you leave. It wasn't personal, it was destiny. You are not too much. You're just not built for shallow spaces. You carry a higher frequency, one that cracks what's fake and calls in what's real. You don't follow trends, you shift timelines. You don't force growth, you become the reason it happens. So, to all the Sigma Karma messengers out there, keep walking tall. Speak only when truth must thunder. Stay silent when your stillness can shake illusions. Never shrink just to make others comfortable. You weren't born to blend in, you were born to wake the world up. If you want to support this mission of truth, buy me a coffee. The link is in the description and pinned comment. You're not just supporting content, you're helping keep this rare energy alive. Thanks for watching till the end. Your support truly means the world to me. Together, we will forge a path of nothing but peace and happiness. This has been your host, Alfred. I'll see you in the next one. Same time tomorrow. Until next time.